Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot ass mess, honey. So
You know, they don't have a leader. They have a girl named Crockett who is something wrong with her.
And then y'all want to come at us and act like people of color are the problem or that women are the problem? Like, baby, you probably need a good black woman in the room.
She can't speak.
No.
She can't speak.
She later came out on Twitter, on X, and she claimed that she was actually just talking about when he was busing illegals around the country, which seems to me like a pretty brazen lie on the Congresswoman's part.
Well, it's a lie, and she lies, but she's a lowlife. And she's a very low IQ person.
What's going on, guys? So TYT is not buying it. Jasmine Crockett, with this controversy surrounding Governor Greg Abbott, calling him Governor Hot Wheels, disabled man in a wheelchair, didn't start out that way, you know, had an accident. So in some ways, I'd imagine, not to compare, but sometimes you have to, that having the ability to do something, having it taken away is worse than never having it at all, right? But Jasmine Crockett doesn't care because she feels like, hey, she could do no wrong. The Democrats are not going to call her out. They're only going to focus on attacking Trump, and they would never call out any deplorable behavior that anything she does or says, because Trump is just so bad and so horrible, and it's hypocrisy. So let's not point out anything that the Democrats do wrong. Well, TYT is not having it, including Cenk Uygur, who is, of course, a Trump deranged lunatic. Anna is like slightly Trump deranged, maybe a lot. Maybe I'm downplaying her Trump derangement, but she's not nearly as bad as Cenk. And even they are calling this out. So without further ado, let's go ahead and react to what they have to say about this.
We in these hot ass Texas streets, honey. Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot ass mess, honey.
Democratic Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett has ignited a firestorm of backlash after referring to Texas Governor Greg Abbott as Governor Hot Wheels, which was a reference to the fact that he uses a wheelchair, although she now denies that. We'll get to her denial in just a minute.
Oh, come on.
I know, the denial is even worse, believe me. Okay, we'll get to that in just a second. But ironically, she did make that remark at the awards dinner for the Human Rights Campaign. This took place on Saturday. But it's going viral today. Now, Abbott, for those who don't know, and to be honest, I didn't even know the story behind why he's in a wheelchair, but he was actually paralyzed back in 1984. He was on a jog and an oak tree fell on him and paralyzed him. Now, you should also know the part of the story where he effectively sued the tree company behind the tree and now has like these insane payments every year as a result of winning that lawsuit, like $500,000 a year. I'm not even kidding. It's a lot.
Wow.
So, but look, hold on. But then he like changed the laws in the state to make it even more difficult for people who suffer a similar fate from being able to sue corporations or companies.
Of course, of course.
So that's worth mentioning in the story.
Yeah, when you cross the bridge, you burn it right after. That's the Republican way. So look, I don't know the specifics of that, and I don't begrudge him the money. I mean,
no, me either.
Yeah,
he
got paralyzed,
yeah.
Right? So, but Republicans always say tort reform. Too many losses. And by the way, what's Trump doing now? I'm suing CBS. I'm suing ABC. I'm suing everybody. I sue. What happened? Oh, they hurt my feelings. Elon Musk. No, my feelings were hurt. I was called a thief. Oh, sue. What happened to tort reform, guys?
So this is literally how, I don't understand this argument. Like, are you saying that Donald Trump and Elon Musk should never sue anyone for anything? I guess I'm confused. Like, so if you just get on the TV and you just lie, be like, look, I just think Trump is just a terrorist and so on and so forth. And you just say that every day and then everybody believes that that's true. I mean, isn't that literally how defamation works? Like, you've directly impacted their ability to function, their ability to make money, their ability to be respected, their ability to be safe. That's literally how it works. And people write it all the time, which is libel. So, I mean, I don't understand what the hell they want. They just want people to just, you can say anything, but there's never been freedom from any consequence. The whole point of freedom of speech is so that the government can't just take and just throw you in prison because you go against whatever stupid thing that they are trying to say is the truth. And you're saying, well, I think the government's lying. They're like, well, you are endangering public safety. And then they just toss your butt in jail for calling them out on their BS. But of course, when it's just anybody out here versus anybody, you can sue as much as you want. That's what they did to Trump.
Legitimate ways to criticize Abbott, Musk, and you don't have to be polite about it. We just did it right now. Then there's the out of bounds way of criticizing.
So I want to actually play that video again so everyone can watch it before I get to Jasmine Crockett's statements about it. So just cue that up. Don't play it yet, cue it up. Some of the backlash she received came in the form of Republican members of Congress basically trashing her, going after her. Marjorie Taylor Greene is one of them, saying absolutely shameful. I mean, it's hilarious coming from Marjorie Taylor Greene, who has said all sorts of insidious, disgusting things about all sorts of people, but nonetheless, absolutely shameful. Jasmine Crockett is the face of the Democrat Party, and they all support her. Just let her talk because the ads write themselves, and America finds out everything they need to know about who the Democrats really are. Now, I don't think it was a good idea for Jasmine Crockett to say it. I thought it was a gross statement. I don't think she needed to attack the fact that he's in a wheelchair. I think that's a cheap shot, and it's a lazy insult. It's also demeaning, degrading to other disabled people in this country. Abbott is a target-rich environment. There are substantive ways to attack him, political ways to attack him without, resorting to making fun of the fact that he's in a wheelchair. But nonetheless, when she was reached out to by Politico, they asked, like what's going on here? Her statement to them was that my statement speaks for itself. That was the initial response from her, right? But now she's realizing, okay, maybe there are some Democrats who are uncomfortable with this as well. So she released another statement. I'm gonna read it verbatim. I wasn't thinking about the governor's condition. I was thinking about the planes, trains, and automobiles he used to transfer migrants into communities led by black mayors, deliberately stoking tension and fear among the most vulnerable. I don't believe that for a second.
No way.
You called him Governor Hot Wheels. In fact, let's watch it again.
We in these hot ass Texas streets, honey. Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot ass mess, honey.
In regard to the hot ass mess statement, she says literally the next line I said was he was a hot ass mess, referencing his terrible policies. At no point did I mention or allude to his condition. But what does Hot Wheels mean, Jasmine? Like, I can't stand the denials. I can't stand, just own it. You said it, own it. If you think it was a bad idea now that you're getting the backlash, just apologize for it and everyone's gonna forget and move on. Like, why can't we just make it simple?
Yeah, so look, I've said in the past,
Well, I will say this. I mean, Anna's very naive here because, I mean, apologies don't really work in this environment. Apologize and move on doesn't work. What does work is not making the mistake at all. Apologies absolutely do not work, which is one of the reasons why she's not gonna do it, because then it's an admission that that's what she meant. Now she has deniability, so some people are gonna pretend to believe her, which is exactly what she wants.
Her aggressive attitude, we need a lot more in the Democratic Party. I like when she says things like hot ass, like people in the past, I was like, oh, that's not civil, don't do that. No, do that, right? But this one obviously crossed the line. And my guess is part of the reason why she's backpedaling is because some people on the left were like, that's not cool.
100%.
Right?
Yep.
That's why don't attack him on being disabled. That's weird.
And for those Democrats who do exist, thank you, because I felt super blackpilled by this story as I saw people who didn't hesitate to jump down my throat over the slightest issue, okay, not even close to anything like this, defending her for this.
Of course.
Today. I was just like, oh, it's okay to make fun of disabled people now.
Of course.
Okay, if the disabled person is someone we don't like because of their politics, I guess we could say whatever we want to them. So are you gonna now call, Candace Owens the N-word? Is that okay? Like, it's just dumb.
I mean, have you heard? Have you heard? I mean, maybe y'all need to have some conversations, because I don't know if you heard the type of stuff people say to me and all the other creators. And yes, Candace Owens probably gets it worse than all of us. Absolutely, that's what people do when you don't agree with their politics. They will call you every name in the book, including racial slurs. As a matter of fact, especially racial slurs.
You have to be consistent on these things. If you respect people who have disabilities and you want to protect them from this kind of gross language, then you have to be consistent regardless of who's being targeted or attacked.
Yeah. And so we defended Jasmine Crockett yesterday, today on this take down Elon Musk thing, and we said, no. In that statement, she clearly said she's not calling for violence. Nobody should do violence. We've defended her on all the false attacks from the right wing. But again, you've got to be principled and honest. And so, the so-called explanation actually bothers me more.
Yeah, me too.
There's no way that she meant the bus thing. And look, I know some of you believe it because, it's our side, so we're just gonna choose to believe something. That Hot Wheels, when we all know he's in a wheelchair, and you think that was, you thought that everyone would assume that it was the buses or the trains and the planes instead of his wheelchair? No one in their right mind who isn't obscenely biased believes that. Right?
She said that's not what she was doing, and so I know Jasmine, and I believe Jasmine if that's what she was saying.
Slap yourself. So that felt like a politician to me, and so that bothered me. And then,
credit to her. That's the most politically savvy thing that she's done is try to kind of clean that up, but unfortunately for her, it's not working.
Laszlo, this one's like tiny, but she's like, he busts him down to cities with black mayors. Wait, why is that getting involved now? Why is the race of the mayor relevant? Because she's trying to defend herself, so she's hiding behind that community.
Facts, the race card every time. I love to see when there's black people who don't pick the race, don't just bring it out, the race card every time, but she is hiding behind the race shield, okay? That's what they always do when they're criticized. You're criticizing the black women, they start snapping the hell out of their damn neck. I be like, your damn head about to fall off the way you snapping your neck so hard, looking like a freaking fool.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Now you're making it racial for no reason, and it's in an attempt to defend yourself when you made the egregious statement in the first place.
Denver was one of the areas that migrants were being bused to. I don't think the mayor's black there. It's just, come on. But look, whatever, putting that aside, just think about all the people in the country, okay, who are in wheelchairs and how they're gonna feel when they see a now very super popular Democratic Congresswoman make fun of someone who has a wheelchair.
Yeah.
It's just not, it's not good.
And by the way, then you also set it up for them to talk about that for the rest of time. You know how the right wing is. So like if you're right, no problem. We got your back 200%. We'll go take on those guys all the way, right? But when you do this, then they're gonna see, this is gonna be a talking point for the rest of our lives, etc. Anyways, it is what it is. People make mistakes. They should just own up to it. If she'd own up to it and say, I shouldn't have said that, I'd have been like, let it go. She apologized, it's over. Right.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now.
That's what you might say, but there's no way in hell that it's gonna be let go. Jasmine Crockett's a politician. Anything that you say is gonna be used. If anybody goes from, let's say, podcasting, YouTubing, whatever, and then they suddenly jump into politics like Stephen A. Smith, right? Everything that you ever have said, if it's still posted online or people haven't collected it somehow or downloaded the videos or something, everything that you've ever said is going to be used against you if it's anything negative, derogatory, a bad joke, a bad take, everything. Jasmine Crockett is in over her head. She's becoming a more mainstream name because of all of her foolishness, which is what she wants. And she's gonna get mainstream scrutiny. So I hope she's ready to get treated like Donald Trump was treated, constantly denigrated and called all of these ridiculous names each and every single day, all day, 24/7, 7 days a week for all time, and your family too, and your associates, because I don't think Jasmine Crockett is ready for all of that. As can clearly be seen, she's falling apart at the seams already. But these are just my thoughts, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. I'm out.
And a lowlife. And I don't imagine the Democrats are going to have a person like that running their party. If they do, they'll never win an election again. It would be very hard. But I can't imagine she's going to last long. To be smart, you do need a brain. You can't get around with little quips. And I've watched her. I've only heard of her for the last couple of days. And I watched her make a speech, and she can't speak. And she truly is a low-level person on the very important chart of intelligence.